Hi, precious hearts. Thank you for joining us for this very important and powerful activity of light. I know this is a tender time for many of you and a disappointing time for many people because of the elections in the United States of America. But what the company of heaven wants us to understand fully is that co-creating divine government is very important, but, and hear this, it is a minuscule fraction of the multidimensional activities of light that we have volunteered to co-create with the company of heaven to assist Mother Earth and all her life in this ascension process. And this is one of those very important activities of light. So the beings of light are asking all of us to lift our hearts and to lift our consciousness so that we can take full advantage of the activities of light that have recently occurred within each of us, which is the activation, awakening, and elevation of our creative faculties of thought and feeling, and our physical senses of sight, sound, taste, touch, smell, intuition, and imagination. With the help of our I Am presence to participate to the fullest in this powerful opportunity, the beings of light are going to assist each of us to see with new eyes and hear with new ears. This activity of light, 1111, which signifies the transfiguration from the physical into the divine, is the opening portal through which the entire company of heaven is going to assist in bringing a healing benediction to the elemental kingdom to help calm some of the tumultuous energy and activities that are taking place in the elemental kingdom. The indigenous people from all over the world, and specifically empowered through those in the United States of America, accepted responsibility for being the stewards of the earth after humanity fell into the abyss of separation and duality. And we forgot that beloved Mother Earth and all her life are divinely intelligent, living, and breathing expressions of life. We misunderstood and we thought that the earth was just an inanimate object that we could use and abuse at will. The indigenous people from all time frames and dimensions took over for us and have nurtured and sustained Mother Earth on behalf of humanity until we, the masses of humanity and the sons and daughters of God evolving on this planet, would once again reclaim our responsibility as stewards of the earth. Synchronistically, this month is the National Native American Heritage Month in the United States of America. And it is also a time when the indigenous people throughout the United States are amplifying these energies. I am in Tucson, Arizona, and this program is being initiated at 11 a.m. There are 22 tribal nations in the United States of America. I am in Tucson, Arizona, and Audie is in Sedona, Arizona. And during this broadcast, she is joining with several of the indigenous tribal nations for sacred ceremonies in Sedona to help heal the planet Earth and the indigenous uh, elemental kingdom. So I want to begin as we hear with new eyes, hear with new ears and see with new eyes. I want you to listen to this information so that we can participate to our fullest understanding. There are 3 life waves evolving on this planet that have created the learning experience for humanity and the environment for us to become co-creators with our Father, Mother, God. We belong to the human kingdom, the sons and daughters of God. That is one of the life waves. We're also all very aware of the angelic kingdom. These are messengers of God that assist us in a multitude of different ways in our evolutionary process as we are learning to be co-creators in the physical plane of Earth. And there is also another life wave that we lost awareness of when we fell into the abyss of separation and duality. And that is the life wave of the elemental kingdom. The elemental kingdom are divinely intelligent beings of light that sustain the physical environment that allow us to learn to be co-creators with our Father, Mother, God. The highest office of the elemental kingdom consists of the mighty Elohim, who are known as the builders of form. These magnificent beings of light magnetize from the very heart of God the unformed primal light substance that will form the physical matter that will create our human experiment and our opportunity to become co-creators with our Father, Mother, God. Working with the mighty Elohim are the directors of the various elements. All life comes from God, but the elemental kingdom creates from that life force, from that unformed primal light substance, the elementals that will sustain our earthly existence. So there are the directors of the water element, which are Neptune and Lunara, and the beings of light that work with them are the undines. They receive the unformed primal light from the heart of the mighty Elohim, and they manifest the entire water element that is utilized in our earthly experience. There are Thor and Ares, the directors of the air element, and the beings they work with are the sylphs of the air. The sylphs of the air absorb all of the air element from the mighty Elohim and create the air element that sustains us in the physical plane of Earth. Virgo and Pilar are the directors of the earth element, and the nature spirits of the earth are the beings they work with. They receive the unformed primal light from the mighty Elohim, and they create all of the nature kingdom, the plants and animals, and the substance of the earth element. Helios and Vesta are, of course, as we know, the solar logos from our physical sun. And aspects of Helios and Vesta are the directors of the fire element. And the salamanders of the fires are the elemental beings that create the fire element and sustain that substance in the physical plane of Earth. Those are the beings that have created initially the third dimensional reality of the Garden of Eden with all of the elemental substance the sons and daughters of God would need to co-create and exist in the physical plane of Earth. We have all of the air we need. all of the water we need, all of the nature kingdom for food and the sustenance of our physical bodies that we need. The original plan was that the elemental kingdom would be able to sustain this magnificent, plentiful, abundant Garden of Eden and our earthly bodies in vibrant health, eternal youth, perfect form and function, so that we would be able to use our gift of free will and our creative faculties of thought and feeling to manifest new expressions of divinity, learning to be co-creators with our Father, Mother, God. The original divine plan was that the elemental kingdom would sustain this perfection in our earthly bodies so that we would not be distracted by all of the maladies that we have created since our fall from grace. Our four earthly bodies consist of the elemental kingdom too. And our earthly bodies are not the divinity of our I am presence. They are the vehicle that our I am presence uses to navigate around in the physical plane. So I'm going to take just a minute to explain this because the healing that's going on today is working with healing and transfiguring the human miscreations within not only the climate and the elemental kingdom and the tumultuous things that have been happening with the elements because of our fall from grace, but what has been happening within our earthly body as well. Our physical body is associated with the earth element, and it is literally the vehicle, this miraculous technological expression of life, is the vehicle that our I am presence uses, and our soul, many people refer to our I am presence as our soul, navigates around in the physical plane. We then have an etheric body that is associated with the air element. And our etheric body extends a little beyond our physical body, interpenetrates, and there's an etheric counterpart to every cell and organ of our physical body. Our etheric body is known as the seat of all memory. And every thought, word, action, or feeling we express passes through this etheric body and is recorded there. For a portion of that moves with us lifetime after lifetime. When we have completed the learning a lesson or the lifetime experience and no longer need to focus on that that's recorded in our etheric body, it becomes dormant, but it remains there for future learning experience and understanding if we need it. In addition to that, we have our mental body. And our mental body is associated with the fire element. And there's a lot of discussion at this time of whether our mental body and our physical brain structure are two different things or if they're one and the same. And this is an important knowing that will help us as we move through the various challenges in our physical body. The physical body, brain structure, and our mental body are two different vehicles. Our mental body is one with the divine mind of God, and it is always whole and complete, and it transmits our thoughts through our physical brain structure to manifest in the physical world of form. Our physical brain structure can be damaged or have chemical imbalances or have traumas associated with it through strokes or catastrophic brain damage or Alzheimer's and all of the different experiences that we've had. Even when we're in a coma, our physical brain structure can be blocked so that the thoughts that our mental body is receiving cannot be transmitted through our physical brain structure. But what's important for us to understand, the mental body absorbs all of that knowledge and thoughts, knows exactly the full experience we're having in our physical body, and that information is recorded in our etheric body to take with us lifetime after lifetime. So there's no such thing as a wasted life experience, even if on a conscious level, the brain, which is incredibly brilliant technology, cannot be transmitted. The beings of light have said, this just as an aside for us to begin understanding the magnitude of the technology of our brain, that our brain is literally millions of times more complex and more able to transmit thoughts and work the technology of our brain than the most advanced technology in the physical world of form, even the full capacity of our AI intelligence. In addition to that, the mental body, we have the element of the water, which is our emotional body. So we have the physical, the etheric, the mental, and now the emotional body. Our emotional bodies are our most powerful vehicle. This is our feeling nature. And all of our energy is released through our 80%, rather, 80% of our life force is released through our emotions. And the other 20% is divided among our thoughts and our feelings and our physical activities in the outer world. When we are breathed forth from the heart of God, we have from the elemental kingdom a being, a feminine being of light that is known as a silent watcher. This being of light receives and absorbs the immaculate concept from our I am presence of our full divine potential as a son or daughter of God and the perfection of our earthly bodies. We are also assigned a body elemental, which is the divine intelligence that guides our body, and also the elemental beings that create the atoms and molecules of the physical, etheric, mental, and emotional bodies. There's been known through science that there is an intelligence involved in the earthly body that we are not consciously participating in. We can eat food and our body transfigures that into heart cells and brain cells and liver cells and spleens and all kinds of different functioning activities without any conscious direction from us. That is because of the intelligence of our body elemental. And our body elemental is working with us moment by moment. Now, what we are being asked to understand at this time is that initially, when we were breathed forth from the heart of God and we volunteered to descend into a third dimensional reality, which is a time and space continuum. Time and space only exists in the third and fourth dimensions. And for us to learn how to be co-creators more quickly, it was determined by our Father, Mother, God that we would step down into a physical reality so that we could experience the results of our actions more quickly. And when we first came forth from the heart of God through our I am presence, we descended into the physical plane of Earth and began working with the body elemental and the silent watcher to magnetize the unformed primal light to form our earthly bodies, the physical, etheric, mental, and emotional bodies. And our body elemental goes through all of the experiences with us, and lifetime after lifetime creates the vehicle that we choose to evolve in, to learn the experiences, to complete our karmic lessons, to transmute our misqualified energy. This is such an important thing for us to understand at this moment, because this has truly been beyond the comprehension of our finite mind, because we lost awareness of that when we fell from grace into separation and duality. And we started dealing with our fragmented and fear-based consciousness of our fallen human ego that believed that its purpose and reason for being was to gratify our senses, and that whatever it needed to do to accomplish that was just fine. If we could accept and understand the reality of what is happening with our earthly bodies and our evolutionary experience and the elemental kingdom, it would be such an incredible awakening that would convince us and help us realize how ludicrous it is for us to be prejudiced or for us to discriminate against any other part of life. When we are between embodiments and we are choosing to come back into the physical plane, the company of heaven and the karmic board reveal to us our life path, our karmic liabilities, and we voluntarily choose what outer world experience we would like to have so that we can quickly move forward in the light. And since the fall from grace, we've taken on a lot of challenging situations so that we can complete them and create the heaven on earth that is our divine destiny. So we choose actually everything about our outer earthly experience. We choose what culture we want to be born into, what nationality, what race, what gender, what outer world experience we want to have. And our body elemental, working with our I am presence, magnetizes from the divine heart of God the electronic light substance to form the earthly bodies, which are not our I am presence. They are the vehicle our I am presence uses to navigate around in the physical plane. So we choose bodies from whatever culture we want to experience, whatever nationality, whatever race. And the beings of light have said at this point in time, with the mission that we are being called to fulfill, we have all been everything. And for anyone to have the consciousness, because they have chosen this experience in this particular nationality or this culture, to learn their learning experiences, for anyone to have the distorted belief that they are superior because of the color of the car they drive, or that they are inferior because of the culture or their nationality or the religion or whatever they've chosen to experience. But rather, our I am presence, the company of heaven, our Father, Mother, God, magnetize to us, and we choose our Father, Mother, God that will have the correct genetic experience to allow us to experience that culture, that religion, and whatever that experience is. So that's a critical part of the healing that's going on now with this higher level of understanding. So once All of that was set in place. Our elemental bodies and the consciousness working with our body elemental, with our silent watcher, with our I am presence, and all of the elemental beings, we began our experience as sons and daughters of God in the physical plane of Earth. When we began making the free will choice to misqualify our thoughts and feelings in ways that were not based in love, the energy that we sent forth from our heart flame, which is always our pure life source, harmonious from the heart of God. But we have the free will to qualify it in any way we choose. So if we choose to use our emotional body to have a temper tantrum, to be angry, to be hateful, to be fearful, then that energy is a discordant frequency of vibration, and it reverberates through our physical, etheric, mental, and emotional bodies. And once we began misqualifying our gift of life, this consistent bombardment on our earthly bodies began breaking down the genetic coding that was originally designed by our body elemental and our silent watcher to reflect the perfection of vibrant health, eternal youth, perfect form, and function in the physical plane of Earth, using all of the elemental substance with all of the pristine beauty of the air and the water and all of the elemental substance and the things that we would need to exist in the physical plane. So we started creating aging and disease and all kinds of maladies in our earthly bodies that we are experiencing even at this time, including death as we know it, which was never part of the divine plan, that our earthly bodies just become so decrepit and so diseased that we can't sustain them in the physical plane. And we also did not intend to be dealing with the difficulty in the elemental kingdom. This energy then reflects on the pristine beauty of the Garden of Eden, and we began creating imbalances, and the fear-based consciousness of our fragmented human ego of gratifying the senses made us believe that the earth is just an inanimate object that we can use and abuse at will. So we began misqualifying the earth and hoarding things and creating all kinds of imbalances in the climate and in the way that the earth was reproducing and growing. So we started experiencing all of these inclement weather problems, earthquakes, and catastrophic events taking place in the outer world. Now, what's important for us to understand at this time and with this activity of light that we are being called to fulfill today is that the elemental kingdom is a reflection of our consciousness and the thoughts, words, actions, and feelings that we are expressing. The imbalance, the atrocities that we have inflicted on the elemental kingdom through the fear-based, fragmented, fallen consciousness of our human ego have resulted in the challenges that we're having at this moment. And these events that are occurring, we absorbed the pure life force of our Father, Mother, God. And then through our free will choices and our creative faculties of thought and feeling and our senses, we made the free will choice to misqualify that precious gift of life. And that is our free will. The life force is pure when we receive it, and we have the free will choice of how we are going to utilize it in the outer world. But what we didn't understand so clearly is that we are responsible for how we utilize that gift of life. Every atomic and subatomic particle of life that comes forth from the heart of God, that is our life force and our gift of life, is an intelligent being of light, no matter how minuscule those atoms and molecules are. What has happened is that we, over myriad lifetimes, have misqualified that gift of life, projected it through our elemental bodies, distorted and mutated our bodies and the environment on earth into gross mutations of life. Now we are on the dawn of a new age and creating an ascension process through the shift of the ages, which is a moment in time when we are being given the opportunity to reverse the adverse effects of our fall, to transfigure and transmute back into light all of the maladies that we have inflicted on the elemental kingdom, both in our bodies and on earth. And our responsibility in order to complete our ascension process is not only to create from this new higher fifth dimensional frequency of our life force, our gift of life, the immaculate concept of the patterns of perfection in the new earth. We have to transmute back into light the atrocities that we have inflicted on the elemental kingdom and our earthly bodies. The prophecies indicated that that would be done through what was referred to as Armageddon, catastrophic earth changes with continents sinking and millions of people losing their lives, and maybe a minuscule fraction of humanity would be awake enough to transmute our bodies and raise our consciousness so that we could make it through the shift of the ages. Some of the prophecies said 144,000. Some of them said that this would be a minuscule reflection, 10% of humanity. Others are saying through a distorted level of consciousness that only those who have accepted Jesus as their personal savior are going to make it. But through all of this process and through our fall, the company of heaven and the legions of light have not given up on us and have been working with our I am presence to transcend our fragmented, fear-based human ego that is manipulating us into this us against them, and through the totally erroneous concept that anybody in the outer world is superior because of the life they've chosen to experience in the physical plane in this one lifetime out of thousands of lifetimes, or that they're inferior because of the life stream and the race that they chose to embody to learn particular experiences, or their life culture, or their lifestyle, or any outer world thing, that we are superior to any other part of life, or that any other part of life could possibly be inferior to us. So this is the healing that now we are receiving unprecedented divine intervention, and it is evolving this activity today. This process began with harmonic convergence in August of 1987. And through that activity of light, there was enough light in the planet that the mighty Elohim, the builders of form, were able to raise the earth off of the trap of the wheel of karma that was part of our fall from grace. and we were able to activate Mother Earth's crystalline grid system for the first time. We were told at the time that this would be a 5-year process, and then there would be enough light flowing through the crystalline grid system that we could initiate a healing with the schism that was created between humanity and the elemental kingdom. If we understand that these selfless beings, these elemental beings, volunteered to come forth to sustain us, and they have been with us lifetime after lifetime. And when we began misqualifying our gift of life and our energy, these elemental beings, our body elemental and the elemental beings, were forced to manifest because they are responsible to the I am presence and our free will choices. They were forced to manifest the gross mutations of aging and disease and the pollution and all of the maladies in the outer world. So they were unhappy about that, needless to say. And if it wasn't for the indigenous people that came to the fore all over the world, volunteering to revere and honor and surrender their heart flames to assist the earth and the elemental kingdom would have abandoned us in our earthly experience. So we have a debt of gratitude that we owe the indigenous people. And we were told at that time, after harmonic convergence, that after the 5 years of integrating the crystal grid system, there would be a healing that would take place that would activate the 1111 genetic codes within humanity. These are genetic codes of the transfiguration from the physical into the divine that have been encoded in our DNA, but that were dormant because of our fall from grace. That was accomplished through the unified efforts of heaven and earth, just like this activity today is being accomplished. And it was an activity that was referred to as moving through the doorway of 1111. Things were still so dense at that time, even though we'd been lifted off of the wheel of karma, that it took 6 months for this activation. And it began with a very powerful full moon lunar eclipse on July 11th, 1991. And it built in momentum until that outer world event on January 11th, 1992. During that time, the 1111 codes were activated within us, and the indigenous people came to the agreement that it was time to again reach out to the other sons and daughters of God on earth to begin healing the schism between humanity and the elemental kingdom. That caused the outer world manifestation through this plan and this facet of the divine plan that initiated in the outer world the first Earth Summit, which took place in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, the first 2 weeks in June of 1992. That event involved 176 world leaders traveling to the portal of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, representing all of the constituents in their countries. It also involved 40,000 non-governmental organizations that gathered in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. We were in physical attendance from Era of Peace. And for the first time, there was this gathering of sons and daughters of God on earth with one divine mission of finding a sustainable way to heal this planet and to move forward in the light. And of course, the outer world consciousness, a lot of the world leaders, everybody had their own agendas and their own ideas. But the I am presence of those people and the masses of humanity on earth knew exactly what was happening. Our Mother God is the exponent of the elemental kingdom. She, as her expression, as the Holy Spirit, is holding and expressing in the outer world the love nature to sustain the elemental kingdom. That's why we refer to Mother Nature and Mother Earth. At the initial impulse of the world, of the Earth Summit, our Mother Earth began flooding the entire elemental kingdom and all of humanity with her full essence of divine love. And at the apex of the Earth Summit, which was June 7th, that was Sunday, and it was not coincidentally Pentecost, which is the outer world's celebration of the baptism by sacred fire from the Holy Spirit. On that sacred day, the collective consciousness of all of those attending through their I Am presence met with the rest of the I Am presence of humanity around the world, with the mighty Elohim, the directors of the elements, and all of the beings of light associated with the elemental kingdom that had been serving the earth since our inception, including our silent watchers and our body elementals. With the love that had been building in momentum, both factions, the elemental kingdom and the sons and daughters of God, created a new covenant with the elemental kingdom. And humanity volunteered to accept our responsibility as stewards of the earth and to work with healing and transmuting the atrocities we have inflicted on the elemental kingdom. The elemental kingdom, knowing that that purging that had been prophesized was necessary because of that energy had to be transmuted back into light before we could complete our ascension. That energy had to come up to be purged and cleansed. Because of that purging necessary, the covenant from the elemental kingdom was that we will still go through the climate change and the tumultuous experiences to bring this energy to the surface so it can be transmuted back into light. But it will be done with a minimal loss of human life. And the cataclysmic earth changes that were destined to involve millions of deaths on this planet have been averted. And now what is happening as the energy is surfacing from all of the abuse we have inflicted on the elemental kingdom through our greed, our lack of awareness, and literally our ignorance, still is coming up to be transmuted. But on this sacred and holy day, because of the activities of light that have taken place within humanity over the past several decades and since the Earth Summit, We are now in a place where we have been able to receive higher frequencies of the violet flame than the elemental kingdom had ever been able to withstand. And that is the frequency of cosmic forgiveness. So, what is happening this day through the unified efforts of the magnificent indigenous people from all time frames and dimensions that have served so selflessly to honor and revere the earth, thus literally saving the earth and humanity's existence for all of these times since our fall from grace. And through the unified efforts of you and me and the light workers around the world, on this 11/11 day, there are myriad activities of light. All of them are weaving their unique golden threads into the tapestry of this facet of the divine plan. We are going to initiate a 40-day purging process that is going to transmute through the new frequencies of cosmic forgiveness the maximum discord and negativity that cosmic law will allow through the physical substance of planet Earth, including the earth, air, fire, water, and ether elements. Now, the ether element is a higher, more rarefied frequency of light that is anchored within the center of the earth through the divine presences of the beings known as Amaryllis and Aeolus. And the elemental beings that are working with them are the mighty Devas and the Deva Rajas. And these beings are integrating now through this activity of light the highest frequencies of fifth dimensional crystalline light that can withstand these new frequencies of cosmic forgiveness. So we are going to participate with this in 2 activities of light. The first activity is going to be a beautiful meditation that Adi and her crew have created for us in alignment with the energies and the sacred ceremonies she is conducting in Sedona, Arizona. And we are creating through this portal in Tucson, Arizona. So as we begin this activity of light, we will go within and observe this. This is done through a multidimensional. I will guide you through the events that are occurring that have been given to us by the company of heaven, and the visuals and the colors and the experiences being guided through the cosmic and musical tones of this beautiful visualization will be initiating the matrix that is going to begin this process. This is a 40-day purging process that is being initiated now during this activity of light and will build in momentum for 40 days until the December solstice on December 21st. Many activities of light are going to be taking place during this time. And we'll talk just a little bit more about that and the activities after we participate in creating the matrix and establishing the initial patterns for this 40-day merging process. So to join now in this activity of light, please go within to the divinity of your heart flame. And through this beautiful presentation, the video, the music, the guidance of the activity of light taking place, having transcended all of that occurring in the outer world, in your moment now of seeing with new eyes and hearing with new ears, comprehend the magnitude of this opportunity being initiated and orchestrated through the company of heaven, the elemental kingdom, and the indigenous people who have served in our place as stewards of the earth when we fell into the abyss of separation and duality and were no longer cognizant of the divinity within the elemental kingdom. So now, in this moment, we proceed. The company of heaven has confirmed that monumental shifts of energy, vibration, and consciousness have taken place within the masses of humanity in 2024. These events were accomplished by the unified efforts of lightworkers around the world, working in collaboration with the legions of light in the heavenly realms. This has paved the way for a vitally important purging process that is designed to help calm the tumultuous events surfacing within the elemental kingdom at this time. The beings of light in the realms of illumined truth never give us information that may cause concern or fear just for the sake of exposing possible events. The only time they ever reveal information for us that may seem challenging or even ominous is if we have the awareness and the ability to rise above it and to actually help minimize the adverse effects of the situation. This is one of those times. With the monumental shifts that have taken place so far in 2024, the way has been paved for a greatly accelerated purging of the obsolete paradigms surfacing from the old earth that are based in separation and duality. The beings of light said this critical purging involves the next level of the dismantling and the dissolving of myriad social structures that have manipulated, controlled, and suppressed Mother Earth, the elemental kingdom, and the masses of humanity for eons of time. All of these negative patterns and structures have been held in place through the fear-based consciousness of humanity. This distorted level of consciousness manifests through the behavior patterns of greed, corruption, the abuse of power, hatred, ignorance, and the willingness to respond with violence, all of which are void of love. The fact that these grossly mutated structures, which have caused so much pain and suffering for humanity, the elemental kingdom, and Mother Earth, are now being dismantled at an accelerated pace, is actually wonderful news. This is an essential facet of Earth's ascension process. There is no place for these obsolete paradigms on the fifth dimensional crystalline solar new Earth. They must be dismantled, and the oppressive energy that has sustained them must be transmuted into light in order for the heart-based patterns for the fifth dimensional new Earth to manifest tangibly in our earthly experiences. The only reason this process seems so scary for people is because these grossly mutated social structures have manipulated and suppressed humanity for eons of time. In the vast majority of cases, they are all we have ever known. Even though they are painful and in no way enhancing the quality of our lives, they are familiar. For many people, the fear of the unknown and what might replace these obsolete paradigms seems more terrifying than the oppressive structures themselves. Consequently, many people are fighting tooth and nail to go back to the way things were and to maintain the status quo. The beings of light said this is a futile effort. We are moving forward in the light, and there is no turning back. The only question is, are we going to do this the hard way or the easy way? The choice is up to us. The fear that is manifesting around the world at this time is being exacerbated by misinformation and deliberate deception from those who are determined to cling to power at all costs. These misguided sisters and brothers are only succeeding with their nefarious efforts because the majority of people have not yet awakened enough to perceive the wondrous patterns of perfection for the fifth dimensional crystalline solar new Earth that will soon replace the obsolete third dimensional paradigms. This is why you and I and the rest of awakening humanity are being called to redouble our light work during this critical time. Our light is needed in order to assist with this vital phase of Mother Earth's unfolding divine plan. We are powerful beyond our knowing, and when we focus our attention and our divine intentions on the light and on co-creating the patterns of perfection for the fifth dimensional new Earth, miracles happen. The most powerful thing lightworkers can do to assist with the purging process we are being called to co-create during the next 40 days is to work with the elemental kingdom as we blaze the new fifth dimensional violet flame of cosmic forgiveness in, through, and around all of the surfacing human miscreations. During the 40-day period from November 11th, 11/11, through the solstice on December 21st, 2024, we will experience several powerful influxes of the violet flame of cosmic forgiveness from both celestial and global events. These events will provide the opportunity for lightworkers around the world to work with the elemental kingdom for this unparalleled purging process. The company of heaven will guide us step by step through these influxes of light. So pay attention to every opportunity that is magnetized into your sphere of awareness. At this time, the beings of light want to remind us that we have all been preparing for this cosmic moment for myriad lifetimes. We have everything we need to succeed in accomplishing our own unique facet of this divine plan, pulsating within the divinity of our heart flame. All we have to do is go within and ask our I Am Presence to guide us through this process. Then, in a state of listening grace, our I Am Presence will respond through our intuitive inner knowing. The first step of this 40-day process begins with the influx of light that occurs every year on November 11th, 11/11. 11 is the master number that reflects the transfiguration from the physical into the divine. Every man, woman, and child embodied on earth has the sacred geometry of 11 and 11/11 and 11/11/11 encoded within the divine potential of our RNA and DNA structures. These codes are activated by our I Am Presence as we move through various phases of our ascension process. Today, on November 11th, 2024, our I Am Presence is activating these genetic codes in new and profound ways. This is allowing us to participate with the elemental kingdom in more powerful ways than ever before. If you have the heart call to participate in this opportunity, please join with the mighty Elohim and the directors of the elements now. And we begin. I am preparing for a 40-day purging process. The first Earth Summit took place in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, in June of 1992. Since that time, the elemental kingdom and awakening humanity have been working together to heal the schism between them that was miscreated after our fall from grace. Awakening humanity is at long last reclaiming our responsibility as stewards of the earth. No longer do we think of Mother Earth and the rest of the elemental kingdom as inanimate objects that we can use and abuse at will. Today, as we begin our 40-day purging process, we will co-create a nurturing activity of light involving humanity and the elemental kingdom. As I begin this activity of light, I send my love and infinite gratitude to the entire elemental kingdom for the service they have rendered to the sons and daughters of God since our inception. I now decree I am my I am presence, and I am one with the I am presence of every person on earth. With one unified heart flame, I invoke our Father, Mother, God, the entire company of heaven, the mighty Elohim, the directors of the elements, the elemental beings, and the fifth dimensional violet flame of cosmic forgiveness. Beloved ones, during this 40-day purging process, I ask that you intensify the fifth dimensional violet flame of cosmic forgiveness with every breath I take. Utilize this sacred fire to transmute back into light every single thing humanity has ever done to harm Mother Earth and the elemental kingdom in any way. Purify and transmute back into light the earth, air, fire, water, and ether elements, and restore them to their original, pristine beauty. I now invoke the directors of the elements and the divinely intelligent elemental beings who are serving the earth to come forth now. Thor and Ares, the directors of the air element, and the sylphs of the air, now take their strategic positions at the cardinal point to the north during this 40-day purging process. Neptune and Lunara, the directors of the water element, and the undines of the water, now take their strategic positions at the cardinal point to the east. Virgo and Polar, the directors of the earth element and the nature spirits of the earth, now take their positions at the cardinal point to the south. Helios and Vesta, the directors of the fire element and the salamanders of the fire, now take their strategic positions at the cardinal point to the west. Amaryllis and Aeolus, the directors of the ether element, and the Devas and Devarajas of the ethers, now take their strategic positions within the sun of even pressure in the heart of Mother Earth. The directors of the elements are daily recalibrating humanity's elemental vortices to receive the highest frequencies of fifth dimensional crystalline solar light that cosmic law will allow during this 40-day purging process. My ether vortex is pulsating above my head, and I affirm I am that I am. My air vortex is pulsating in the location of my throat chakra, and I affirm I am the breath of the Holy Spirit. My fire vortex is pulsating in the location of my sternum in the center of my chest, and I affirm I am the sacred fire breath of the Almighty. My water vortex is pulsating in the location of my root chakra at the base of my spine, and I affirm I am the harmony of my true being. My earth vortex is pulsating between my feet, and I affirm I am the master of my physical reality. The 5 elemental vortices within me are now being recalibrated to the highest possible frequency that cosmic law will allow by my I Am presence and the directors of the elements. This is creating a tremendous pathway of light through my 4 earthly bodies, from head to toe. This dynamic force is quickening the transfiguration of my physical, etheric, mental, and emotional bodies, as well as the evolution of my consciousness as a beloved child of God. Now, the elemental kingdom from the system of our grand central sun is escorting the mighty Elohim, the directors of the elements, and all of the beings associated with the elemental kingdom on Mother Earth into higher frequencies of healing than we have previously been able to safely receive at a cellular level. This new frequency of God's healing light is transmuting the residue of the atrocities that have been inflicted on humanity's earthly bodies since our fall from grace. Now, our Mother God, who is the overlighting presence for the elemental kingdom, is sending forth a clarion call, invoking our indigenous ancestors from all time frames and dimensions. These precious ones have accepted the responsibility of serving as stewards of the earth for eons of time. They have nurtured, revered, and honored the elemental kingdom during the tragic time when humanity was falling into the abyss of separation and duality. Their assistance began when the masses of humanity lost conscious awareness of the divine intelligence existing within the elemental kingdom. What our Mother God is asking our indigenous ancestors to do today is to enter the wounds and the vulnerable places in the body of Mother Earth. They will remain there during this 40-day process, and they will heal these wounds and transmute the negativity that created them in the first place with the 5th dimensional violet flame of God's cosmic forgiveness. Now, in response to our Mother God's clarion call. These stewards of the earth descend into the cracks and the faults, the fissures, and all of the wounds that have been inflicted on the body of Mother Earth by humanity through nuclear testing, fracking, mining, pollution, and other atrocities that we have burdened beloved Mother Earth's body with since our fall from grace. Now, all is in readiness. Additional legions of light from throughout the cosmos are aware of the unique purging process that humanity will co-create within the elemental kingdom during the next 40 days. These selfless messengers of God are coming from throughout the cosmos to answer humanity's heart calls for assistance. They are traversing the earth, north, south, east, and west. These beings of light have volunteered to remain in the atmosphere of Earth and to amplify humanity's heartfelt invocations for the fifth dimensional violet flame of cosmic forgiveness. They will be here throughout our 40-day purging process. All we have to do is ask them for their divine intervention. In infinite gratitude for this opportunity to serve as an instrument of God during this 40-day purging process, I gently return my consciousness to the room. As I breathe in deeply, I become aware of my earthly bodies, noting the joy being expressed by my silent watcher, my I am presence, my body elemental, and my physical, etheric, mental, and emotional body. I am, at long last, coming home. And so it is, beloved, I am that I am. Welcome back. We have one more facet of the unfolding divine plan for this activity of light today, when the completion of the Earth Summit and the activation of the 1111 codes in 1991 and 1992 was complete, the beings of light asked us to focus on the momentum of the 1111 codes that has been building since 1918 at the end of World War I, when those codes were activated, and the treaty was signed on the 11th month, the 11th day at 11 a.m. Since that time in Europe, every year, the United States of America and many other countries have celebrated that Armistice Day that we used to call it. Now we call it Veterans Day. But that code has been building in momentum. And so today is the 11th month of the 11th day of the 11 o'clock my time. And we were working in this eternal moment of now all over the world so that we can activate and again connect with these energies. So now that this momentum, a higher frequency of the violet flame than we've ever been able to receive, is being amplified through the 1111 portal today. And this will actually build in momentum for the 40 days. And then we will be in an entirely new, clear place to birth 2025 and the new year and the activities of light we will co-create in 2025. So in order to fully benefit from this, there'll be many activities of light working with the violet flame that'll come into the physical plane during this 40-day period. So pay attention to the things that are brought into your sphere of awareness. We at Era of Peace will be doing specific violet flame activities of light that'll amplify this purging process on our weekly vlogs and our newsletters as we move through this 40-day process. You are welcome to sign up for those if you have not already. They are free of charge. We have a weekly vlog and a monthly newsletter, and these activities will incorporate the information that the beings of light are giving to us about this purging process. What our final activity is today is taking full advantage of this new frequency of cosmic forgiveness. As you know, we have moved now into the full embrace of the age of Aquarius. And during each of the cycles of the various 12 zodiac symbols of the ages that we pass through in the precession of the equinoxes, there is a solar aspect of deity that is the predominant energy. All of the 12 solar aspects of deity are always available to us. But during each of these ages, which last a little over 2,000 years, there is a predominant frequency. And the reason there is so much focus on the violet flame is because the violet flame is the predominant energy that will bathe the earth throughout the sun cycle and throughout this age of Aquarius. And interestingly, the violet flame is the perfect balance of the masculine polarity of the sapphire blue frequency of our Father God's divine will and power, and the crystalline pink energy of our Mother God's comprehensive divine love and oneness, the breath of the Holy Spirit. When we fell from grace, we closed our heart center so we wouldn't feel so much pain that caused the divine feminine, our Mother God, to withdraw. At our inception, when we were coming into the physical plane through our earthly bodies, our Father God anchored his sapphire blue ray through our left brain hemisphere, the rational logical mind. It radiates through the power center of our throat chakra and then is anchored in our heart flame. Our Mother God's crystalline pink flame of comprehensive divine love pulsated through our right brain hemisphere, our creative intuitive mind, and was anchored in the love center in our heart chakra. And those two flames blazing in our heart, the blue and pink flames, then merged into a magnificent violet flame that ascended into our physical brain structure, activating our right and left brain hemispheres and our spiritual brain centers, our pituitary, pineal, and hypothalamus glands, and the ganglionic center at the base of our brain. This is what awakened our crown chakra of enlightenment and allowed us to receive the yellow gold flame of illumination and Christ consciousness that is reflected now through all levels of awareness as unity consciousness. This yellow gold flame then descended into our heart and was anchored there. That threefold flame, the blue flame of our Father God's power and will, the pink flame of our Mother God's comprehensive divine love, and the yellow gold flame of enlightenment and unity consciousness is what we have known through all creation as the immortal, victorious, threefold flame that is the reflection of what is truly known as the Holy Trinity. So now this cycle, our Mother God has been returning. That was a major factor that has been unfolding over the past several decades, certainly since I began my work, and probably long before that, 50 years ago. This beloved return of the divine feminine, our Mother God, has been occurring. So now those energies are balanced within us. And it is because of this balance and the full return of the divine feminine that we are able now to move into the frequencies of the new earth and co-create those magnificent patterns. So as the violet flame of cosmic forgiveness works through this purging process for these 40 days, transmuting all of the atrocities that humanity has inflicted through our thoughts, words, actions, feelings, memories, and beliefs on the elemental kingdom, which includes the entire body of Mother Earth, the nature kingdom, the animals, the plants, the air we breathe, the water we drink, and our physical bodies. This purging process will help clear the way for us to encode the divine matrices for the patterns of perfection for the new earth that will be manifesting through our fifth dimensional crystalline solar light bodies. We are in the process now, as you know, of transfiguring our carbon-based third and fourth dimensional earthly bodies into fifth dimensional crystalline-based solar light bodies. So today, as the purging is expanded throughout this 40 days, we are being asked to establish the matrix for the divine patterns for our crystalline solar light bodies and the new earth. And the immaculate concept of these patterns are going to be downloaded within our 12 solar strands of DNA and into the codings of our fifth dimensional crystalline solar light chakras. So as the violet flame is transmuting the negativity, the patterns of perfection will be replacing that negativity so that we will be co-creating, releasing the old, breaking down the old structures of our human miscreations and replacing them, filling the void where they have been removed with these new patterns. This also will be done now through a beautiful video that has been co-created by Adi and her group, and I will be guiding you with the activity of light given to us by the Company of Heaven. And these patterns have been building in momentum. But what the Company of Heaven wants us to know now is that because of the transmutation that is taking place during this 40-day process, through the violet flame of cosmic forgiveness. These new patterns are reaching a higher level of God's infinite perfection than we have been able to comprehend or even imagine through our creative faculties of thought and feeling and our physical senses. So once again, if you will go within to the divinity of your heart and follow this activation and this download of the patterns of perfection for the fifth dimensional crystalline new earth and your fifth dimensional crystalline solar light bodies, we will proceed with this activity of light now. On this powerful 11/11 day, Saint Germain and his legions of light associated with the new frequencies of the fifth dimensional crystalline solar violet flame of cosmic forgiveness are co-creating in unison with the I Am presences of awakening humanity an activity of light that will immensely help in transmuting humanity's surfacing human miscreations back into light. This activity of light will build in momentum throughout this 40-day purging process, which will be completed on the December 21st solstice. If you have the heart call to assist humanity, the elemental kingdom, and Mother Earth in this powerful way, please join with Saint Germain and his legions of light now. This activity of light is stated in the first person so that every one of us will experience this influx of light and this powerful cleansing process personally. And we begin. I am my I Am presence, and I am one with my Father, Mother, God. I am one with beloved Saint Germain and his legions of the fifth dimensional violet flame of cosmic forgiveness. I am also one with the I Am presence of every man, woman, and child on earth. Together, our I Am presences will download from the very heart of our Father, Mother, God, the fifth dimensional crystalline solar light patterns of perfection for the new earth. As one breath, one heartbeat, one voice, and one energy, vibration, and consciousness of pure divine love, we will transmute through the infinite power of the new fifth dimensional violet flame of cosmic forgiveness every surfacing frequency of humanity's human miscreations that conflict with these patterns, and we affirm as one. My I Am presence now downloads from the very heart of my Father, Mother, God, the patterns of perfection for the fifth dimensional crystalline solar new earth in all of their resplendent glory. Beloved Father, Mother, God, and the legions of light we have invoked this sacred and holy day, download now the highest frequencies of the following patterns of perfection for the fifth dimensional crystalline solar new earth that cosmic law will allow. Encode these patterns on Mother Earth's newly created fluid field of unmanifest divine potential, in perfect alignment with every single person's divine plan and the highest good for all concerned. Beloved I Am Presence, download now the fifth dimensional crystalline solar light patterns for the new earth that are associated with the infinite flow of God's abundance, opulence, financial freedom, and the God's supply of all good things. These solar light patterns are instantaneously downloaded, and my I Am Presence now scans through all facets of my being and transmutes with the violet flame of cosmic forgiveness everything that conflicts with these patterns. Beloved I Am Presence, download now the solar light patterns for the new earth that are associated with eternal youth, vibrant health, radiant beauty, and the perfect function and form of our earthly bodies. These solar light patterns are instantaneously downloaded, and my I Am Presence now scans through all facets of my being and transmutes with the violet flame of cosmic forgiveness everything that conflicts with these patterns. Beloved I Am Presence, download now the solar light patterns for the new earth that are associated with perfect health habits, including eating and drinking habits, exercise, work, relaxation, and recreation habits, and spiritual devotion, meditation, and contemplation habits. These solar light patterns are instantaneously downloaded, and my I Am Presence now scans through all facets of my being and transmutes with the violet flame of cosmic forgiveness everything that conflicts with these patterns. Beloved I Am Presence, download now the solar light patterns for the new earth that are associated with divine family life, loving relationships, adoration, divine love, divine sexuality, true understanding, clear and effective communication, open heart sharing, oneness, and the unification of the family of humanity. These solar light patterns are instantaneously downloaded, and my I Am Presence now scans through all facets of my being and transmutes with the violet flame of cosmic forgiveness everything that conflicts with these patterns. Beloved I Am Presence, download now the solar light patterns for the new earth that are associated with oneness, eternal peace, harmony, balance, and reverence for all life. These solar light patterns are instantaneously downloaded, and my I Am presence now scans through all facets of my being and transmutes with the violet flame of cosmic forgiveness everything that conflicts with these patterns. Beloved I Am presence, download now the solar light patterns for the new earth that are associated with empowerment, success, fulfillment, divine purpose, a rewarding career, self-esteem, spiritual development, enlightenment, divine consciousness, and divine perception. These solar light patterns are instantaneously downloaded, and my I Am presence now scans through all facets of my being and transmutes with the violet flame of cosmic forgiveness everything that conflicts with these patterns. Beloved I Am presence, download now the solar light patterns for the new earth that will initiate open heart and mind telepathic communication with the company of heaven and the angelic and elemental kingdoms. These solar light patterns are instantaneously downloaded, and my I Am presence now scans through all facets of my being and transmutes with the violet flame of cosmic forgiveness everything that conflicts with these patterns. Beloved I Am presence, download now the solar light patterns for the new earth that will inspire creativity through music, singing, sound, toning, dance, movement, art, and education. These solar light patterns are instantaneously downloaded, and my I Am presence now scans through all facets of my being and transmutes with the violet flame of cosmic forgiveness everything that conflicts with these patterns. Beloved I Am presence, download now the solar light patterns for the new earth that are associated with laughter, joy, playfulness, fun, self-expression, elation, enthusiasm, bliss, ecstasy, wonder, and awe. These solar light patterns are instantaneously downloaded, and my I Am presence now scans through all facets of my being and transmutes with the violet flame of cosmic forgiveness everything that conflicts with these patterns. Beloved I Am presence, download now the solar light patterns for the new earth that are associated with the tangible manifestation of heaven on earth and our new planetary cause of comprehensive divine love. These solar light patterns are instantaneously downloaded, and my I Am presence now scans through all facets of my being and transmutes with the violet flame of cosmic forgiveness everything that conflicts with these patterns. I now accept and know that these solar light patterns for the fifth dimensional crystalline solar new Earth have been successfully downloaded and encoded in my heart flame and on Mother Earth's newly created fluid field of unmanifest divine potential for the highest benefit of all life evolving on this precious planet. I also accept and know that my I Am presence will empower and sustain these solar light patterns with every breath I take. I will continually transmute with the full power and might of the violet flame of cosmic forgiveness anything that surfaces through my thoughts, feelings, words, actions, beliefs, or memories that may conflict with these programs or prevent them from manifesting as a tangible reality in my life. Now, in deep humility, divine love, and gratitude, I decree, it is done, and so it is. Beloved, I am. Beloved, I am. Beloved, I am that I am. Welcome back. Precious heart, the gratitude and love, elation flowing forth from the heavenly realms, from the entire elemental kingdom, from Mother Earth and all of the beings of life serving this precious planet. They have worked so tenaciously for so many eons of time to help us reclaim our rightful position in the universe. That has now occurred, and we are moving forward in a quantum healing of the elemental kingdom with the divine intent and the certainly understanding from the heavenly realms that the desire is to avert the maximum that cosmic law will allow, the cataclysmic outer world weather events that would be necessary to purge the earth for her ascension. This is being done now in a much gentler way through the gift of the violet flame of cosmic forgiveness. So remember this as you move through your earthly experiences. The beings of light have said all of those who have been magnetized to this activity of light, whether they perceived it live or whether they're observing it from a future moment in time, in the eternal moment of now, every person participating has been preparing for literally lifetimes and has everything they need to continue and to succeed with this 40-day process. So, beloved ones, thank you. Pay attention to the activities of light that are drawn into your sphere of awareness. We don't have to do everything, but see what resonates in your heart flame and see how it appeals to you and aligns with your facet of the divine plan. God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful future activation in this activity of light. And we'll see you soon.